Nerve, McKinley Middle,
What grade?
7th grade.
And what I want to know on November 7th is how you feel about Black History. What do you know?
I don't know a lot about it.
Would you like to expound on that? Explain why? Why you think you don't?
I think I don't,
Why you think you don't?
because I haven't really studied it.
50 years ago, the first black nurses at Baton Rouge General began their careers at a unit called Force South, and this is their story. Babies, cancer, infectious disease were all treated on the same ward, and there were no cross-infections. Their nursing was just so excellent, so dedicated.
As Ida Henderson remembers, my grandmother, the black doctors were not allowed to practice in either hospital in Baton Rouge until after integration, many years later, after the black nurses were accepted. The black nurses made the best of a bad situation. There was an angel always on the nurses' shoulders. Miss Earldine Joseph, a graduate with the first class of the Capital Area Trade School, says, "The Lord took his hat off and left it on Force South. Our powers was very few."
I was one of the first students because the hunger for becoming a nurse was still there. So the second best thing was, since I could not go to a university that had a school of nursing in it.
Why you couldn't go to a regular university?
Because of color. Integration had not come about at that time.
You're inferior. And they kind of felt you inadequate, but they were convinced, being doctors, some of the white doctors, knew that now this patient that I had was so critical. Had they not had excellent nursing care, they wouldn't have made it because they can't nurse and doctor.
Right.
So they realized from hand on, from what they were working with, the patients they were working with, it had to have been excellent care for this patient to still be alive.
And they said that if you wanted good patient care, you put them on Force South.
Right.
Wow.
Seen in this photo is Miss Mary C. Harris, registered nurse. She was one of the first instructors who taught at Capital Area Trade School, along with Miss Louise Bates Davis, also registered nurse, who are now deceased. It was a one-year program. Then each student passed the examination, graduated, and after graduation became a licensed practical nurse and was eligible to work in any hospital, and therefore some were hired at the Baton Rouge General Hospital.
Down the hall with one bathtub, one lavatory, and one promotion. And we had Force South, which was the little black hospital.
Yeah, it was just a hospital within a hospital.
Well, and 450, that was the obstetrical room. It housed 7 patients. And across the corridor was usually for male patients. It housed 7, no bathroom. Then,
Female ward too.
yeah, the female ward for 7. And then in 452, it housed 3 or 4 beds. And they all had to use that one bathroom with one toilet, one bathtub, and one baseboard. And so, and if there was an overflow of patients, they were housed on the hall. If they had run out, they were housed on the hall with screens around them. They didn't.
Dr. Collins, now the patient advocate for both campuses of Baton Rouge General, joined the hospital in 1958 and came to know the nurses on 4 South. These nurses provided the foundation of our care and principles for all patients in our community, said Dr. Collins, who was the first black employee to be promoted in the hospital's dietary office, where she worked earlier in her career. They were very dedicated employees and an important part of the history of Baton Rouge General, she said.
That all black nurses worked for South, and all black patients were placed on 4 South. And it was a hospital, as we said, within itself, because we had critical patients, we had OB, GYN, we had the nursery, we had contagious diseases. If there was an overflow in beds on the 4 South unit, then patients were placed in the hall with screens around them. So any black patient was just automatically sent to the 4 South wing to be taken care of for any type of services they had.
She said, "Now, Miss Dean, I see you keep on. You keep on going and they changing them. But the other nurses don't do that." They say, "But baby, guess what? You know when I get in front of the throne, that righteous judge, he ain't gonna ask me, well, Miss Dean, you was changing people or didn't change people. The other people didn't change them either, but this and that." I said, "He's going to ask me about Dean. He ain't going to ask me about the other people. All he concerned that who's at the judgment bar now. That's you, Dean. So you the one going to have to answer your question." I say, "But baby, I sure do thank you for telling me." I say, "But they don't do it. But I'm going to keep on doing, baby, because on that day, I hope I just fly on through when you open the book." You know, I say, "But I just can't do that, you know."
So even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day Even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, "My country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring."